Hello everyone and welcome back to Krystian's Corner and welcome back to Vampyr. So, last episode we helped Nurse Crane with that patient and then we found out that he had Spanish flu in his blood but also other peculiar properties that didn't make sense, which we need to go and tell Dr. Swansea about. Now, the other thing we need to do, if I can remember what I'm doing, is we need to talk to these people that we have not yet talked to and see what parts of the story they might reveal as well. And we need to do the same in Whitechapel at some point, probably not today though. So let's go and find out who we haven't met yet. But first I'm going to go and tell Edgar about this urgent issue. Dr. Swansea, I am here to have a word with you.
Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak, but I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe.
Yeah.
It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
Well, because I analysed it.
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Well, yes, I did.
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior.
They do.
More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here, but it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What?
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy.
No.
With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
Yes. Maybe I can turn London... I'm being sarcastic, by the way. Maybe I can turn London into my realm and have it filled with my little acolytes.
And why not? What did Stoker say about the children of the night? Well, using my blood, I could create a whole army of vampires.
Surely you're joking.
Yes.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Oh, no.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
I don't want to accept them. No, I don't. Right. Ooh. Ooh. Stuff. Rare species of vampires. As a scholar and an exegete. Words that I can't say. Of ancestral writings, I would never insist enough about the importance of taking legends and ancient folklores into account when searching for hints about hidden or lost secrets. A common mistake is to take what we know from an established truth and use it to discard any contradictory material. For example, we must consider the possibility of undiscovered vampire species and the necessity to rethink what we see as the established truth about the various types of immortals, based on what we know and what we gathered through time. For how many centuries did we consider that vampire was the vernacular term for what we had learned to call Ekon, until the day 4 explorers of the Brotherhood found proof in Siberia that Volkods were a lupine type of vampire. We considered these creatures to be linked to mythological werewolves. Now we know it's not true. What about the rest? What about the Rakshasa from my homeland? What about the Chinese word that I can't say, or the other word I can't say from southern somewhere? Oh my god, I'm doing well today. And without even leaving the beautiful Great Britain, what about the stories about bat-shaped women sometimes seen flying around St. James's Church? Oh wow. What about the creature only identified as a disaster in some obscure testimonies, which tried to destroy London in 1666 by spreading plague all around the city? Ah, the Black Death. What about the Nimrod, the mythical figure of the restless vampire hunter, sometimes described by ancestral British Ekons as legendary huntsman who only feeds on his prey's blood and could go unnoticed amongst the mortals and immortals? Well, I tell you, my brothers, we can never be too sure of what we could find. If only we could forget for a few minutes what we're supposed to already know. Okay, well, apparently I can't read today. Ooh, hi. Dear Dr. Swansea, I must inform you of my deepest reservations concerning Dr. Thorough Strickland and Harvey Fiddick case. Mr. Fiddick has been hospitalized after a severe work injury. Dr. Strickland claims that a surgical procedure may save the man's arm completely. I say it may also sever its functions for good if complications arise. Our young colleague is an audacious and daring surgeon who might prove a great professional in a few years, but for now he lacks the skills to perform such a risky procedure. Need I remind you of the mistakes he made in the past? Since Dr. Strickland refuses to listen to me, I strongly advise you forbid him to perform such a hazardous experiment. Very respectfully, Dr. Waverly Ackroyd. Okay. Ooh. Pembroke Hospital. Dr. Swansea, I will be glad to manage the temporary morgue as soon as it is opened. As I have already told you, I was a doctor during the war and I will be glad to serve my country again. I know it's not the same as being a physician for the dead as it is for the living, but believe it is important to welcome and take good care of our departed too. Rest assured, I will do my best to fully perform this new duty to the best of my ability. Concerning the questions of my qualifications, I'm sorry I can't give you anything more valuable than my parole. I swear to you that my regiment made me a doctor during the war, and that I saved many lives. If my word is not enough, you can contact the military administration to verify my experience and skills. They will confirm that even if I never followed any medical studies, the war taught me what a doctor really needs to know. Rakesh Chadana. Right, so he's not actually a doctor, he's just playing doctor. Okay then, right, let's see what we... Hasn't opened any new investigation, so it's just hints and stuff. Right. Ugh. Hi, I don't believe we've spoken yet.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Johnathon Reid. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reid? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Have you now? Well, that's probably for the worse. Your life in London. Tell me about yourself. Who are you?
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Are you that rich that you can afford such things?
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
Okay then, what are you doing in your life? Not that it's any of my business.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Right, okie dokie. Complaints about your reception here. Have you got any complaints about your reception here?
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Oh my, a narcissist. However, I don't like the fact that people are mistreating you. Tell me about your arrival. Tell me about it.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Ooh, she charged you, did she? I'm not very pleased about hearing that, no.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your stupor on this.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reid. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Indeed it wouldn't. Personal questions. I don't have anything to say to you right now, apparently. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Yeah, right, let's go have a word
My sweet girl.
with Pippa Hawkins. Because apparently she was a naughty girl. Where are you, Miss Hawkins? There you are, Miss Hawkins. Where are you hiding, Miss Hawkins? I can see your blood, Miss Hawkins. Oh, ooh. Ooh.
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
No. Long letter. Hello, sis. How are things in the big city? Here in Brum, things are not so good. It seems the flu is here again, and we may have many new cases of infection in the neighbourhood. Do you remember Miss Sheller, the old drinking hag from the 3rd floor? She passed away 2 days ago, and her flat is already occupied again. Geez, you would have to pay me a huge amount of money to go to sleep in the bed in which a woman died of the flu just a few hours ago. Sorry, I did not take time to quickly answer your last letter. Between taking care of little Paul, Mum and Dad, and my job at the factory, I rarely find time to write to my favourite sister. By the way, my son says hello, Auntie Pippa. You should see the little bugger already driving me mad, and Mum says you bring back some of those marvellous cakes that the next time you come back home. In your last letter, you told me you thought about quitting your job at the Pembroke Hospital. I have to tell you, Pip, you better think twice. There are always jobs at the factory, but wages are shite. And it's as boring as a day without doing things with people. Certain words shouldn't be said on YouTube. Oh, I have a new fiancé and I am no naughty person. You moral naughty person. So if you really want to quit and do something more useful than counting the dead every morning, maybe you better stay in London and join that band you told me about, the Guard of Pre-Wit. What? What she knows about vampires? Right, that's dangerous. Something like that. Never heard of them, but If they are, like you said, some sort of civil militia trying to make a difference, then maybe it's a good choice for you. Just be sure to let the others go in front. That's how my poor Billy got killed in France, by leading too many patrols. Bloody war. Anyway, come back as soon as you can and give me all the good news before that. Her sister. Right. You know about vampires, young lady. That's dangerous. That's dangerous.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
Hello. Right. I hear you're planning on leaving the hospital. Don't ask me where I got that information.
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful. I want more. I want to make things change.
Well, you should be proud of what you've achieved in the nursing sense.
You should be proud of what you've achieved. This hospital represents hope for many people in need of help.
Maybe you're right. But at the moment, I feel like we're just a cemetery waiting room.
Yeah, well, you want to be more useful, do you?
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is what I must do.
Don't go killing vampires. You're gonna die. You're gonna die, 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 die. What about Milton Hooks?
And what about Milton Hooks? Does he share your point of view?
For Milton, any change means more comfort and more peace. I disagree.
Do you? You disagree? Oh, that's not very good, is it? Have you lost faith in your oath?
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger.
Ah!
Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
Ah, I'm not going to comment on that. There's no dialogue about your reception with that woman, though,
Goodbye,
is there?
Miss Hawkins.
Let's go and see if Milton Hooks has got anything to say instead, because, you know, he might have something to say. He usually has things
I
to
never
say.
thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral.
Well,
Mary, I can't forgive myself.
Mr.
I'll
Hooks.
find the truth about what happened to us. I swear.
Mr. Hooks.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Nah, I thought I'd start taking them, you know, it's one of them things, isn't it? Right, personal questions. Nurse Hawkins is thinking of quitting. What do you think about that?
Do you know that Nurse Hawkins is thinking of leaving the hospital?
That's not a surprise. We've talked about it already.
Does it not bother you?
Sometimes I think she may be right. We should run away while we can. The question is, where can we go? Where is it safe?
I don't think leaving and running away is her plan. She kind of wants to join a group of militia, but we won't get into that. What about your mediocre reputation? I want to know more about it.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reid.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Right, well, I agree with you there.
Goodbye, Milton.
There must be some other evidence regarding this reception business, otherwise it wouldn't have brought it to my attention. I don't know. There's nothing round here. Let's go the other way. Let's go the way where there is things. Hello. I need to have a word with you, sir. Ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? Crumpled letter. Dear love, I finally found the missing money for for the fee asked by the ambulance driver to bring you to the hospital. Don't worry about nothing now except getting better. For I took care of everything. I asked some neighbours and they told me that this Mr. Hooks is something of an honest crook. He may ask for extra money in exchange for a bed, but the bed is then guaranteed. I'm sorry I refused to pay first. And I realise now that the important thing is that you get better soon. The Pembroke Hospital is a good place, I hear. Despite the bad behaviour of this Milton Hooks, I promise that everything is okay now. I'll see you in your clean bed as soon as possible. Right, Mr. Hooks. I'm coming back to talk to you as well, sir. There's lots of naughtiness going on here. Mr. Hooks. Mr. Hooks. Words need to be had with you, Mr. Hooks. Yeah, you, Mr. Hooks. Oi, talk to me.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Stop asking me that question. I want to know about your extorting money thing.
Tell me why you're extorting money from some of the patients here.
If a patient wants a bed, he'll have to pay me a little fee. That's all.
Where did you get the idea for such an immoral scam?
Funny you should ask. The first time it was from a patient who bribed me to get a bed. It's only then I realised I could make a fortune.
You're disgusting. Nurse Hawkins is your partner in crime, is she?
Admit it. Nurse Hawkins is more than your lover. She's also your partner in crime.
Of course she is. How else could I tell which bed is free? I need to know that.
Have you no shame?
Don't you see this city is crumbling down? Today people are ready to pay to get a hospital bed. Tomorrow we may be fighting for food.
You are a very naughty man. The only reason I'm leaving you alive right now is because otherwise there'll be no one to transport patients, which will result in more deaths in the meantime. So, consider yourself lucky that you play a pivotal role, sir.
Goodbye, Milton.
Right. What's Nurse Pippa Hawkins got to say for herself then? Nurse Hawkins, where are you, you despicable Benton? That's a word. Oi, I'm talking to you.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
Tell me about this stuff.
Milton cheats patients out of their money at this hospital, Pippa. Are you his accomplice?
Yes, I am.
Is this your definition of being useful? By abusing the sick and poor?
No. It is my definition of getting out of this useless life once and for all.
That's not a good excuse. Why did you do it?
Why do you do it?
Why not? Most of the sick who paid for a bed are already dead, or will be soon. Don't you see the futility of all this?
Well, you're putting a price on hope, that's the problem.
You put a price on hope. This goes against everything you swore to uphold as a nurse.
Report me then, Dr. Reid. Report the little nurse and keep on lying about the surgical errors, the wrong dosages and diagnostics that we all covered for the sake of our colleagues.
Whose idea was it?
Whose idea was it?
What difference does it make? We did it together, and I'm guilty as charged.
Answer my question.
It was my idea first, even though Milton would say it was his, to protect me.
Yeah, I bet. Both scum. You're both scum.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Right. I think she's worse than Milton. Right, who else we need to talk to then? Need to go see him next, because I know where he is. Ha ha ha. Da 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 da. Batman. Ba 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 ba. Gonna sort out this hospital's corruption once and for all. Hello.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reid.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague.
What?
Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Right, okay. Your life in London. You were appointed as a medic in the army, were you?
Tell me the truth about your appointment as a medic during the war, Rakesh.
The regiment administration appointed me by mistake. I had to learn the job on the spot, sir. Very hard, sir. But I rose to the challenge.
You should have refused. You're not medically trained.
Do you realize how many soldiers died because of that decision? You should have refused.
Yes, sir. I swear I did, sir. But no one listened. When the first wounded arrived, I had to do what I could.
It is an unbelievable story, Mr. Chadana.
It was a time beyond belief, Dr. Reid. But I'm happy not to deal with the wounded. I prefer caring for the dead now.
You cannot impersonate a doctor.
You can't impersonate a doctor. You can't improvise a medical education. People could die at your hands.
You're absolutely right, sir. But as a field surgeon, it was more like being a butcher.
Do you believe you have really helped these people?
My ratings were within the averages of the regiment. I saved lives, Dr. Reid. Does that not say enough about triage and war surgery?
Not really, no. So it would appear you're not afraid of being around the dead.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
Most people fear it.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
And how did you get the job?
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Ah, Milton again. Oh, he's a dodgy bloke, isn't he, Milton? Do you work here alone?
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
And why was it closed?
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
And why watch the bodies?
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Okay, have we met before?
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
No, not really. She's kind of dead, but, you know, whatever. So, do you believe in an afterlife, Mr. Chadana? I don't know how to pronounce your name. Chadana, I think.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Goodwill won't last, is what you're saying.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness. I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
Don't you bet on that. So, you're ready, are you?
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Johnathon.
No, Dr. Reid. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
Right. So you're a pawnbroker, are you? What do you sell?
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
And what kind of goods do you sell?
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade. I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Who comes here to trade?
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
Well, let's hope so. Okay, let's see what you have in your pot of goods.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Aha, you have stuff. I can make medicine with these. Oop. Aha, right. I'm gonna take that. Okay then. What have we got left? Two people we still need to talk to. Oh, poppycock. Right. Right. Hello.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reid. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reid.
I've heard things about you. I have. About your argument with Dr. Ackroyd.
Tell me, Thoreau, what's the real cause of your dislike for Dr. Ackroyd?
He refuses to admit that your blood transfusion technique is the only way to save Mr. Fiddick. I'm convinced we must use it.
What Dr. Ackroyd really said is that you lack the skill to perform this operation efficiently. Is there anything you have to say about this?
It's a false conceit. Dr. Ackroyd secretly envies your reputation. His jealousy blinds him. I'm not the real target here.
Right. Tell me about yourself.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reid.
I know you've said that already.
I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
And what made you choose that career?
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
Yes, well, research is quite exhausting and stuff, you know.
I'll give you some advice, but understand that nothing beats practical experience, which can be exhausting and solitary work.
Of course, sir. And don't worry, I will never allow myself to be a burden, neither to you nor this hospital.
Tell me about your experiments.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Yeah, about this hospital.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
Right, okay, you seem quite optimistic.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Well, do you need my help?
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reid. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Right, new investigation. About your blood transfusion technique.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reid. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Well, you must remain neutral, I'm afraid.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Right. Good. Talk to you later.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
All right. Let's go and find these ingredients then.
And I thought last time was a good.
So lucky to have Dr. Reid, you know. I met him in New York.
Let us see what we can find. Oh, hi.
There's one of them!
Ow.
Fly, vermin! He's too fucking fast!
Yeah. Well, I guess that showed you, didn't it? Hi.
Christ, he's dead!
Yeah. Scream all you like, I don't care. Oh, money. I like money. A watery, sturdy blood sample. That's got to be useful. Hello. Ow. You naughty boy. Well, you're a strong bastard, aren't you? Oh, well, that was rude, sir. Rude, that was. Wow, that did bugger all. Now, come here. I want to hit you with my stick. Stop it. Zoomy. Yeah. Will you just bloody die already? No! No, sir, I said no! You lie down and stay down, lie down. Ordered by Dr. Thorold Strickland, list of substances.
Opium is one of the main ingredients of Strickland's medication. Never a good move.
No, not really. Probably not a good move at all, actually. I think we require to have more words with this man. He's a very naughty man. Experimenting with things that should not be experimented with. Very naughty little person. So many bad things happening in this hospital. Barmaid. I don't know why I said that. Sir? Ah, there you are.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reid. Can I be of any help?
Well, you can. Your medicine provider is gone.
I located the shop, but it was vandalized, and the owner is missing. All I found was your order.
I was afraid of such bad news. People are so desperate they're ready to burgle a shop for drugs.
That's quite a list you ordered. Opium, sodium hypochlorite. It can't be just headaches you're trying to cure.
This dreadful influenza, of course. I already ran some tests on hopeless cases. Without success, I must admit.
Do you realize you could create a lethal poison without the correct dosage? Then there are the legal ramifications.
Is this not true of any medical substance, Dr. Reid? However, if you would agree to improve it, I'd be glad to accept your help.
As long as you promise to be scrupulous with your experiments, I may try to gather these substances, and even help improve upon the mixture.
That's all I'm asking for, Dr. Reid. That's all I'm asking.
Right. About these secret tests you run.
I want to know about these secret tests you run, and if they can save people from this epidemic. Speak to me now, Thoreau.
I know I may sound presumptuous, but I'm just following your steps, Dr. Reid. I'm casting away the shadows of ignorance by daring to face them.
Self-confidence is essential in our line of work, my young colleague, but only if tempered with the correct amount of cynicism.
But you never doubt yourself, Dr. Reid. I've read all your articles and books. You performed the most daring research during the war.
I think you should take a break.
Don't you think we have enough work already? Perhaps now is not the best time to be chasing shadows.
Chasing shadows, really? It's funny those words coming from the only doctor here who has spent more time outside this hospital than in.
Don't you dig at me.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Bad man.
I can't let Strickland put his patients at risk with opium. Perhaps an adjusted formula will deliver more of a placebo effect.
Yes. For anyone viewing that doesn't know what a placebo effect is, it is when the mind thinks that it is going to get better and therefore it does. You'd be surprised how powerful the brain is. That's a very restricted description of what placebo effect is, but that's the long and short of it. Right.
Strickland's project could be dangerous. I have a mind to report him to Dr. Ackroyd.
I think I will, because he's putting lives in danger. Danger! I appreciate his motives, but it doesn't excuse his naivety. Hi. Oi.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reid? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swans's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Well, regardless of your opinion, I need to talk to you about this.
I know that you're a busy man, but I could use your help and advice.
The great Dr. Reid honors me with a request. What is it exactly?
Dr. Strickland devised an experimental drug for the Spanish flu that he asked me to manufacture.
You know what I think of fringe medical experimentation?
That's exactly why I want you to keep the result, Doctor. I made sure it won't harm anyone, but I'd like you to take care of it.
I see. Put it in my cabinet. I'll give you the key. I'll make sure no one uses this medication by mistake.
I'll do that. Thank you for your help, Dr. Ackroyd.
Thank you for your trust on the matter, Dr. Reid.
Good.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
We will indeed talk later, but for now, I'm gonna go do this.
It's locked.
No.
Now that Dr. Ackroyd has been warned, he should make good use of this formula.
There we go. Right, so I think Mr. Fiddick is the only one we haven't spoken to, and then once we have, yeah. Ooh, a shiny box. I love a shiny box. Oh, another shiny box. Oh, they're spoiling me today with shiny boxes. Oh, it's a shiny cupboard as well. Look at that. Oh.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reid. Can I be of any help?
I actually spoke to you by accident.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
I want the shiny cupboard. Who are you, Harvey Fiddick?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Why did you feel guilty about your injury to the point where you lied to the doctors about what caused it?
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
Okay. Are you saying that your wife passed away because of you?
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
Did you voluntarily hurt yourself?
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
Yes. About your wife.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army. Building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
Are your children okay?
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
Yes, that was probably a good thing.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
Right, I'll come and talk to you a bit more later.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Helen. As for me...
Right. I guess we better attend my sister's funeral then. You know, the woman I ate at the start of the game.
I met him in New York.
If only there were more of us, with less resignation and more determination.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Ugh. What the hell happened to you? I see you. I am only surviving. If you weren't going to attack me, then I wouldn't bother attacking you to begin with. Because I know you will. That's it, really? Ow. Ow!
The shadows will consume you. Yes, they will.
The shadows. Oh god, there's another one. Hi. Ow. Nom 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 potatoes.
Yeah.
How many of you are left? I can see another one lurking over there. Yeah, I don't like that. that was. Well, I don't like it. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh. Hey, you stop that. You stop that right now, you dirty little man. I'll have your foot removed and replaced with a peg. And then you can be a pirate. Shiny bin.
My dear sister, I don't know if I have the strength.
Oh, this looks pleasant. Oh, look, there's a thing over there. Someone's in trouble.
What do you want? Somebody help!
I am helping. I think.
What do you want?
They are men. And they want to eat your flesh.
Somebody help!
I'm trying. You're putting me off.
Somebody help!
What I'm doing, love.
What do you want?
Hello. Yes, I did save you. You're welcome.
Are you all right, miss?
I don't know. Who were those people? They wanted to kill me. Why?
They've lost their minds in the epidemic. They won't come back for now.
You seem to know a lot about them, sir.
I'm Dr. Johnathon Reid. I'm investigating this disease.
I am Xiaoxun. Thank you so much for helping me, Mr. Reid. I must go to the cemetery now. Goodbye.
Okie dokie. Enjoy your life. What's left of it. Da, 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 da. Hello. You alright there, mate? Ooh. Ooh. Ow, ow, ow! No! Bad man! Bad! Ow! Double, triple bad with extra bad bits on top. Now look. Now look, you. Oh! You big pile of rubies. I don't know why I said that, but I did. Oh, no! Good day to you, Mr. Squirtle. Oh, dearie me. Don't you do that. All of the magic powers. Ow, I shouldn't have done that.
Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a discreet spot to attend the ceremony.
This looks like a discreet spot. Look at that. Look at that.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die.
Well, she did.
We commend unto thy hands of mercy, most merciful Father, the soul of our sister departed, and we commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Why
I kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Oh, Avery, I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.
Oh, Mary. What have I done? If I could only change one thing. One thing. This is a nightmare.
Johnathon, there is nothing you can do but accept it.
What brings you here?
I thought you could use the company. I am so sorry for your loss, Johnathon.
Well, I feel like a bit of a hypocrite.
I wish the tears would come. But I'm empty. And I feel a hypocrite.
Let your pain run free, Johnathon. Don't smother it. What you feel is your humanity. Don't be so quick to lose it.
She had been scouring the most dangerous parts of London in search of me. And it led to her death.
Johnathon, don't.
I still hear her last thoughts. They echo in my head. Her mind shattered, and it haunts me.
Johnathon, stop. Listen carefully. You must come to terms with this. You must learn to live with what happened.
Maybe you should tell me how, if you're so well educated.
How is it possible? Tell me. Is it so easy to take a life every night, and then just smile and nod at those you spared?
Don't you see? You're doing the work of our enemies, feeding your remorse. We are weakest when we grieve, and the guilt blurs our senses.
And so this is why you're here. To warn me. You felt this pain yourself. You too have endured this.
I don't want to lose you, Johnathon. I've lost so many friends. Loved ones I cherished. Pray for Mary's forgiveness, if you must.
Well, I'm not really a religious person.
I'm not a religious man. You should know that.
This is not about you forgiving yourself. This is for her. This is you telling Mary how sorry you are.
What should I do then?
St. Mary's Church is not far from here. Go there and make your peace. Find the solace you need.
My lady wants me to confess.
No, Johnathon. It's you who wants to confess, I think.
Don't you try and be smart with me. Right. Ooh, what's over here? Hello, person. Ooh, a strange formula. I shall analyse that when I get back to the lab. Oh, hello. Again. Stop getting in my way, you annoying people. Hello. Hey! Hey! No, you bastard! You little git! Right! I will show you the mass of shadows! Yeah! Eat that potato brain! Stop it! very bad man. Ooh, what's happening?
And off to church he goes, a newborn seeking divine consent to lick the blood from the soft and pointy crown.
Who are you? Make yourself known.
Newborn, you reek of guilt and pointless compassion. Shed your skin, forget your old weaker self.
What do you want from me?
Well, he's a big boy, isn't he?
does not approve of lone wolves who bring unwanted eyes to our pastures.
So your name is Ascalon?
Ascalon's will is vampire law. Learn them, abide by them, or I shall return as your judge and jury.
I read about them already when I was in that sewer. It's a club.
These immortals try my patience with their plans and unsolicited counsel.
Oh, what's going on over here then?
It's onto us! Watch out, lads! Fuck, it's fast!
Wow! Ow! Away with you! You despicable, naughty people! Alright, who are you then? Reverend Kane, eh? Well, it's not going to do a lot, but it'll give me a chance to hit you. You bastard! Don't do things like that. That's not very nice, is it?
Back to the shadow!
Well, you can go away. Stop it.
Stay back, beast!
I will. Stop it. Yeah, you naughty boy.
This man stunned me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news.
No, don't say it is. I'll tell you what though. He died, so that's good. I keep running out of stamina, so that's my next thing to focus on. Focus on the stamina. Hello? Good day.
Yes?
Good night.
What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
Well, it's kind of a personal matter.
You seem to me a good soul, Vicar. But this is a personal matter.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel. For I can be as silent as stone.
Well, I've got words for one departed.
I've words for one departed. They're not for living ears to hear.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest, as you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you. With whom do you wish to speak?
She was my sister.
She was my sister.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
Well, it was an accident.
It was an accident. A terrible, terrible accident.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
Let's just say I feel responsible.
I feel responsible. The pain is consuming me.
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What would you like her to know?
I promise to find those responsible for creating the situation.
I'm so sorry, Mary. I promise to find who is responsible for all this. I'll put an end to this horror.
You have been heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now, and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
Right.
Whatever happened on this dock is between my sister and I. It does not concern God at all.
Right, I need to find...
I'm cheap and I'm clean.
I seem to remember there was a hideout here somewhere. I require a hideout because I need to do a few things with my experience points. Aha. There's going to be badness in here, isn't there? Right, as I said in previous episodes, I don't generally level up unless I need to for a specific reason. At the moment, it has become apparent to me that my stamina is draining way too fast. Ah. No. Oh, yes, actually. Need to analyze that. Ooh, I can make more medicine. Look at that. Look at these. Oh. I can treat people now for illnesses they may have endured. Now, again, being very careful with this. Stamina needs to go up. I'm gonna start doing that because as the game gets harder, I'm probably gonna need to start having those with me. So that costs right. Not anywhere near that yet. I think I'll leave that for the minute. Probably do with a bit of extra health. Haven't really had any problems with blood running out yet, so I'll leave that alone for now. That'll do. The following night. Right, so there's a few people here that I can treat. Actually, that's the point. Before I leave, if I break stuff down, I might be able to make more medicine for people. Can't upgrade that yet. Upgrade that though. Increase the damage dealt. Absorb blood points. Hey. Right, we'll go help some people, and then we'll head back to Edgar Swansea. Oh, I just came from here. Huh. That was silly, wasn't it? I just heard a door creaking. What was all that about then? Nothing there. Right. Oh, hi. I'm not ready to talk to you. Oh, I can't go that way. Damn it. Oh, it's one of you lums. I'm back.
Strong, brothers.
Now look. Yeah. Ugh. How dare you, sir? Now, if you don't mind, I have some people to help. Helpage of the peopleage.
I won't end up a drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
Hello.
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
Well, you're not very nice, are you? By the way, that skull dropped that letter about you and the Wet Boot Boys.
I found the recruiter you were expecting. He's dead, but he carried a note. The Wet Boot Boys have accepted your application.
I knew it! I told you I was tough enough. I'll be free soon.
There is no freedom.
Free? You may soon find out that you have simply traded one set of shackles for another.
You're all fancy words, none of which concern me. Go worry about someone else. I'm fine and I have a future here.
Yeah, you sound fine. Right. Well, you've got anemia, so we're going to deal with that.
Do you need assistance?
Please. Feeling tired these days.
Huh, you telling me to go away just now. Go, I'll give medicine. Go on.
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
Yeah. So, did you steal that man's medication, like the thing said?
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything, it ain't me.
Well, I think you just picked an easy target.
Medication and drugs are a rare commodity in East London. So you picked an easy target, didn't you?
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
Yeah, I don't know.
Goodbye, young man.
You are not a very nice kid, are you? Oi, you.
Sort of bloody joke to you, innit? What?
Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reid, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
Well, I wouldn't be so sure of that. I don't have any migraine medication, though, so I apologise in advance. Tell me about the war.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar. A coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
Well, that's rather barbaric.
It's a pity that doctors still practice such barbaric methods. It's a dishonor to our profession.
Now only the pills stop me thinking about this shit. To not hear the explosions. I'm even scared of the dark these days.
Why did you shoot this boy?
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy he just frayed me last nerve.
Okay. Tell me about this place.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
Do you not have any family at all?
You don't have anywhere to go. No family that would welcome you.
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
So you used to have a better life?
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. And now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
Tell me more about your troubles.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
Right, who else needs help with their health? With their health? Who are you?
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Johnathon Reid, by the way. Dr. Johnathon Reid.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
I smell scam. Right, let's have a look, shall we? You don't really have much useful to say right now, do you?
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
I don't have enough for it right now, but I'm going to study that. I'll be back, young lady. Aha! He has bronchitis. Bronchitis. Ah, let me in.
Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Dr. Reid. Come on in.
Yeah. Sir, I wish to address your illness.
Yes?
Yes.
Do you need some help, Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Yes, you do. Take the medicine or else.
Well, I think you do. Take this, and you'll feel better.
Free drugs from an English doctor. It must be my lucky day.
Definitely is. Right.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
That's you sorted. I'll have that, thank you. That's my payment. Who else then? Who else requires the medical efforts of Mr. Man?
No, please, I don't have your money.
Who are you?
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Johnathon Reid, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Well, screw you then.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
I'll talk to you another time when you're feeling more chatty. Richard Nethercott. Now, he was in the cemetery, wasn't he? The cemetery of wonder and love. And wonder and love and wonder and love. Oh, hello. We've done this dance before, haven't we? Yes, we have. Yes. Ow. Stop it. I'll take that back, thank you. I destroyed you, little naughty men. Right. Mr. Nethercott, sir, I have a treatment for your cold, I do. Yeah, I do.
Good evening, Mr. Nethercott.
And good evening to you too, my good sir. Can I be of any help?
It's funny you should say that.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
It may be wise to let you prescribe me something. I don't feel like I should.
Well, that's because you're suffering from a common cold, and I have a solution right here.
I understand your appetite for words and macabre beauty, sir. But you should be more careful.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health. But I appreciate your concern, sir.
Right.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Okay. Right. Can't do anything with him yet. They're sorted. he's got fatigue. Where's he hiding then? Oh, sir, where are you? Where art thou? Where art thou? Oh, is that you over there? That's you, isn't it? Yes. Hello, sir. I need a word.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
Yeah, I've noticed that you're suffering from fatigue, and I want to help you with that.
Do you need assistance?
That would be nice of you, Doctor. Who knows what I may have caught during my investigation.
Yeah.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Right, that's the best I can do here for now. I'm going to go to Edgar Swansea and hand this quest in. Hopefully there's no naughty people hanging around. Oh no.
Die, vermin!
That's what you get for being a vampire hunter, I guess, isn't it? Murder! Death and Torbs! I don't like you. You keep stunning me.
I'll take it!
No, you will not.
Roll back! Oh my god!
Yeah! Come on! I took your stuff.
Loss and pain are precious when binding you to the earth.
It's you again, naughty.
I remember you.
My sire? Ugh. Well, you look like a creature.
Fear be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me this creature. What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
Well, that wasn't really a useful answer, was it? Don't be riddlers.
Riddles and rhymes. You took my life. Now you insult my mind.
Be stilled, my child. I bring understanding.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
The serpent of knowing. A deceiver.
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave.
Does that mean it's a deceiver that
So
appears
the
to know all?
vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one.
Right then. Let's go talk to Mr. Swansea. Dr. Swansea, sorry. Hello. Oh no.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCallum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
What makes you think I intend
Leave him,
to?
Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
And what would that be?
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
Well, you must restore confidence.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones.
Oh, the mouthy one.
I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Right, so you're basically saying I'm your only hope again.
You want to restore peace in the hospital again?
Jonathan, please. I can't rely on anyone else. And this concerns you as it involves vampires. Someone has taken advantage of our more liberal tendencies here.
In what way?
Jonathan, I may turn my head when you or her ladyship indulge, but I will not allow this place to become a nest for street feeders.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Well, they're not far wrong. You want my honest opinion?
Well, they are not far wrong. The hospital is almost crawling with vampires.
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this.
Right.
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
So I was still having a problem with stamina. Not to the same extent, but it was still there, so I'm going to deal with that. Okay, that should do. Okay. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's a good place to leave it. So next episode will be the sad saint of the East End. Thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying this series, then hit the like button so that I know that you are. If you're not, then don't, because that would be silly. And as always, I will see you next time. Farewell!